Hey guys, can you hear me okay? If so, put a 1 in the chat for me. Thank you guys for being here on such short notice, but that's kind of how it goes, with these cases. Hi, Grammy H, Nature Lover Forever, Rainy Days, Holly, New Orleans Lady, Grammy H, Judgmental Chihuahua. I needed that laugh. Thank you for having a very interesting name. Nay Nay, Tales from the Fort. Thank you all for being here. So there are quite a few updates. As brutal as this is, guys, Bullhorn Betty had leaked her call to Payette County Jail about the arrest of Sarah Wondra. Now it has made its way to Twitter. That she is being held. She was arrested, rather, and being held for failure to notify law enforcement officials or the coroner of a death. All right. And that is very heartbreaking. We don't know if it's related to Michael Vaughan. We just kind of assume that right now. So I can't confirm with 100%, but I will show you the record that I believe was updated very recently. Alex Duggan from KTVB is going to do an update on her Twitter. So we're going to go over that and see what she says. I think the damage is pretty much done, So, afternoon, Nico. Let me see if my live chat's working. Hold on. Yeah, it's very brutal to hear those kind of things. Hoping that maybe this is unrelated. But yes, this is the file date, so let me get this pulled up. Sarah Wondra, who is the wife of Stacy Wondra, who is arrested in May of 2022. She is, this charge here is, again, failure to notify the death or delay notification of death to law enforcement and coroner. So let's look at that statute. Pretty severe. Heart breaks for the family, no matter what. All right. Doesn't matter what speculation I had or continue to have, whatever the case may be, my heart goes out to the family 100%. My heart breaks for Michael. Hey, Birdie. So obviously, if this is, let's just say this is regarding Michael Vaughan, okay? Where is the charge for Stacy Wondra? Because I don't see anything for him at this time. I'm going to look here in just a second. But what is he involved in that? Is there someone else? Is there a group of people? There are sealed documents on an indictment from May. And I believe that really is just for the gun charge. And they both had those charges for different weapons, but. All right, 1943-01A, deaths to be reported to law enforcement officials and the coroner. Then it says number 3, any person who with the intent, any person who with the intent to prevent discovery of the manner of death fails to notify or delays notification to the coroner or law enforcement shall be guilty of a felony and shall be punished by imprisonment in the state prison for a term not to exceed 10 years or by a fine not to exceed $50,000, et cetera, et cetera. Wow. So I guess the 11/12 is the date of the charge. When was the arrest? File date was 11/14. Okay. So yes, she is in, I'm assuming Payette County, right? Yep, the Payette County prosecutor. All right. So arraignment was at 1:30 at 11/14, which is today. Has that even happened yet? Hasn't even happened yet. So there's that. I don't know. We don't know who Marty, we don't know yet. Yeah. We just don't know. Now, again, Bullhorn Betty had released that audio on her channel this morning when she called Payette County Jail and they told her this charge. I mean, and she just released it. So we didn't know if that was premature of her to do that. I would assume so because law enforcement hasn't done it. So it's kind of shitty, but it is what it is now. It's out there. Hi, Linda. Hey, Miss Rebud. Listen while you alert. Wonder what this probable cause is, y'all. Criminal complaint. I wonder if they found something, you know, or maybe new evidence while they were searching recently. So let's look and see if KTVB is covering anything. Alex Duggan said that she was going to. So let's look. Now, yesterday I told you guys about other people who I've confirmed were staying at one time at the home. I don't know if they were, an actual long-term resident or even a short-term one. I just know that they were there at certain times. And one of them has a very questionable criminal history. And Sarah Wondra actually posted a picture of him on her Facebook. It's been out there. It's been circulating. So his sister actually said prayers for my family 4 days ago. So it kind of makes me wonder, is he involved in some way, potentially? All right, so I don't see anything yet. So I'm going to go to Alex's, which I will give her credit where credit is due. She's been doing an excellent job. Maybe not on the clarification of some things, but it's an active search. Not much we can do. Not much she can do or say. Hey, Killer Looks. Glad you're here. For Human, just to recap, Sarah Wondra has been charged with failure to report a death to law enforcement officials and coroner. And we don't know exactly how this is related in any way, shape, or form to Michael, but we assume so. So right now it's not official. That's what we think. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. Hey, Dory. So it says getting ready to head to Fruitland again. Let's do the latest. Huff said 11 minutes ago, Huff said he will provide an update soon. So we actually are going to hear from JD Huff. So I'm going to go to the Facebook page of Fruitland Police Department. This might be what we have been waiting for so long to hear, an update about Michael Vaughan, who, again, has been missing since July 27th of 2021. Glad you here. I need straightforward and not view chasing ambulance chasers. Just heard the charges, but some say it has Monkey's name. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any of the details, so I don't know how they're going to get that so fast. But thank you. I appreciate your words, Killer. So I'll be waiting on that. So speaking of this guy, the walking man, right? That we could barely get a good image of, right? Barely. I wonder if this was right here, if this was somebody who was at that home on 1102 Red Wing. And it looks like, how everybody said he had a beard, right? Oh, that is such an awful photo. Well, I'm going to show you a picture of this guy. I'm not going to put his name out there, but I mean, I'm sure you can find it. Let me just grab it. Let me know what you think. It's kind of mind-blowing to me, actually. And another thing while we're waiting is that there was I don't think I don't know if I want to say that. I'll hold off. Hold off on that. But again, my heart goes out to the family. I mean, I cannot imagine all of the insanity that's been going on. Can't. Pulling up the picture 1 second. Hey guys, I'm getting a call. Give me just 2 seconds. It's kind of important. 1 second. So sorry, guys. I got a call about Michael's case. I apologize. Alex went live a few minutes ago and no new information. Brooklyn, great. Yeah, but she did say that Huff is going to give a update soon, so hopefully we can watch that. So Jennifer Coffindaffer, FBI, says that charges have indeed been levied. And if you're just coming in, Sarah Wondra, the wife of Stacy Wondra, failed to notify or delay notification of a death to law enforcement officials or the coroner. That is a fact. Now I'm wondering if there are any charges in the portal that maybe somebody else has also been arrested. I'm going to check it out. Can we get blue hearts for Monkey in the chat, please, guys? I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. I'm pulling it up. It's kind of sensitive to pull his information up if he is in fact maybe involved in some way, and that was what the call was actually about. So I got a little bit of integrity sometimes, you know. What I like to do. I like to make sure that it's not going to mess up anything. Nope, nothing on Stacy except for what we already know. Again, weapon, unlawful possession of a weapon, which he was detained for in May. Made a plea on the 17th. I wonder what's coming up for him. Let's see. Things are sealed, so I don't know what other things are connected to it. It's hard to tell. But what I do know is that um, Sarah has other charges as well, stemming back. And we just don't know anything really else at this point. And maybe that's a good thing. Do you know if they recently filed for divorce? I heard that on a different channel. So here's the thing about that. I think that she filed back in 2019 for a divorce. And the interesting thing about that is it never really went anywhere. So what I think happened was they just vacated it. They didn't come back and do anything, and they just kind of let it go. And then when all of this went down, you could see in the system on 516 that they either closed, I think they closed it. So I think that it was just one of those flukes where it stayed open and was never
Welcome.
dealt with. So that's what I think. Yep. Wow. Yeah, sorry guys. As we're going along, there's a lot of people sending me stuff, so I'm just making sure that it's credible and all that jazz. Um, there is something that I would like to talk about regarding the neighbor that came out on the KTVB audio or news coverage. And he was stating that they were asking him about a scooter. I don't know if that was like at the beginning of the investigation or recently. And maybe that's what they were looking for at that home on 1102 where Red Wing, where Stacy and Sarah are. I don't know. But it's very interesting to me that they were looking for a faded scooter, like a sun faded scooter. It's just insane. I had a feeling this was coming. I just didn't know it was going to be this quick. I was really hoping that Summerwell's case and Oakley's and all of these missing babies, would come to at least some point of a heed in 2022 before the end of the year. So, Jeep Girl, I also heard Stacy is the one that supposedly is talking. Whoa. Right. Yeah, that's what I just pulled up. Whew. Hey, Mr. Eve. Six minutes ago. Let's watch this. Hold on. It says it was saying that they're continuing to search as we speak. Okay, it looks like they're on the other side again. Are we sure that this is recent? I swore they were already over there, but maybe they're working back. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, no. Wait. I'm going to turn off the sound. It looks like they're closer to the edge of the patio, right? I'm going to go scroll up. Yep, they're right at the edge of that patio, y'all. Ugh. Now, there was a picture where there were two grills for some reason in that girl's TikTok, Sarah Wandra's TikTok, and people were noticing that there was a patch near that patio, right? That the grass was you know, I think it was April of 2022 that this happened to. But the grass was different color than everything else. But I figured or reasoned in my mind that the grill was blocking the sun from hitting that spot, so the grass wasn't growing or dying, right? Yes, patio fence and then road. This is just heartbreaking. This must be from a neighbor. Who else is there? Let's see. Who is that? Can I zoom in on that? Nope. There's a car right here with people. I don't want to see who it is. Alex is live on Twitter. Perfect. Thank you so much. So sad.
With failure to report a death, and they believe that she may have had knowledge of Michael's death and did not report it straight from Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff. Excuse me.
Sorry, it's buffering.
Sarah's arraignment at 1:30 in Payette County. She is being held at the Payette County Jail, according to Chief Huff. And this was all just confirmed by him just now. This is a big development, and we probably will have. I don't know. This is, again, the credible tip came from someone inside the home, and that, Sarah Wondra failed to report a death. Chief Huff said that, they were investigating and that they believe that she failed to report the death of Michael. And they are still out there looking for his possible remains. Yeah, this is a really big development. Also, side note, we know the names of the students who were killed at University of Idaho, and my heart's go out to them as a former vandal, and I'm thinking of them right now. So it's been a really, really hard
that's just heartbreaking,
couple days,
y'all.
but we will continue to update you as things come in.
I'm going to play this again for people who are just coming in because there was a flux. So 1 second.
But we will continue to update you as they charged her with failure to report a death, and they believe that she may have had knowledge of Michael's death and did not report it. Straight from Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff. Excuse me.
It wasn't me.
Sarah's arraignment at 1:30 in Payette County. She is being held at the Payette County Jail, according to Chief Huff. And this was all just confirmed by him just now. This is a big development, and we probably will have.
So, recapping here, JD Huff is confirming that Sarah has been arrested. Her arraignment's at 1:30 today, which is in about an hour, 15 minutes, for the potential knowledge of Michael's death. It makes me sick to my stomach. I'm very heartbroken for the family and for Michael. And I'm so sorry that there are people out here like this. But all they had his info all over the place. iSpots, Facebook, yeah. Yeah, I'm heartbroken. He deserves justice. Especially when this is happening right around the holiday season. No one will ever be the same who has followed this case and worked so hard to try to help find this little boy. It will never be the same. I love you, Crystal. I appreciate you being here. I understand. Take the time you need. Jennifer, Hannah, you as well. you've been through the ringer in this case. A lot of people have surrounding this case that, you know, shouldn't have, including the parents, including the parents from this channel and people around them, for sure. Michael deserved so much more, absolutely. Whew. So hopefully, Chief Huff will update us with his own words. It's always better that way, in my opinion. Ugh. And they just rolled out in August those trucks, and I hope that maybe that helped. Because I wanted to show you this really quickly. This is the charge, the original charge back in 2017 or 19, something like that. That weapons charge of Stacy. I also noticed that Stacy goes by Stacy Mendoza, which I thought was very interesting because there's Mendoza ties to Stacy, and Sarah. And I was like, who the hell is Stacy James Mendoza? Does he have like a alias? And yes, that's who it is. He was using that alias, and it's kind of weird that he was doing that. I don't know why. Yes, ma'am. We love you, sweet, sweet Michael Vaughan. That's right. We sure do. So this is Stacy Wondra's sentencing information, Thursday, April 4th, 2019, from the DOJ. All right, Belgrade man sentenced for firearm violation. Okay. Stacy James Wondra, 26, pled guilty on December 6th to false statement during firearms transaction. Now listen to this. This is interesting. Oh, thank you, Hermit Zifrog. Thank you. So basically, prosecutors had evidence suggesting that in 2017, he was charged with Gallatin County with felony burglary and was released on conditions, including, it says he not possess a firearm. Right. On March 14, 2018, Wondra bought a 9mm semi-automatic pistol at a pawn shop in Livingston. Now, again, this is in Montana. Belgrade, Montana is where him and his family had lived at one time. So on the paperwork, he basically said no to whether he was under an indictment for, felony charges, which is a felony in itself. And yep, he lied on that form. So then 5 days later, police responded to that report, or to a different report, rather, of a person being held captive. Look at this. Of a person being held captive with a gun at a motel. Wondra and another person were hanging out at the motel. I'm assuming this is Sarah Wondra, because she has a same charge with a different gun. So I'll get to that. They were hanging out at another motel, and others confirmed that the pair had been handling this 9mm pistol throughout the weekend. The two got into an argument in the motel room, prompting law enforcement's initial response. Wondra told officers he had purchased the gun a few days earlier, and the gun was found during a search of the room. Wondra then went back to the pawn shop that same day and pawned the gun he had purchased. So this case is part of a Project Safe Neighborhood, PSN, which is the centerpiece of the DOJ's violent crime reduction efforts. And I support and have supported that PSN personally, financially. It is a great program. See these little stakeholders? Yeah, that beats people who finance it and back it. And the people who actually identify these people. Yeah, so isn't that interesting? So it sounds to me like Sarah and Stacy got into a little tit for tat, and that's where you're seeing the charges. And I can't say for sure it's Sarah, but I would just assume, right? That gun probably was not pawned, right? Well, it was illegally purchased. Let's just say that. It was illegally purchased at a pawn shop. Or excuse me, did it say? Yep, at the pawn shop. So it kind of goes to show you that these people, in that case study, I always push, about non-familial abductions. They always have these crazy ass charges, usually theft, deception, identity theft, burglary charges, unlawful weapon charges, substance control abuse issues, all of that stuff. And he really does fit the mold. Both of them do. Now, thinking about how Sarah has knowledge, obviously, about the potential alleged death of Michael. Does Stacy have the same charge? Is it coming? Was that the one that's sealed? Is he the one that did it? We don't know yet. We just don't know. Judgmental Chihuahua. So this is a couple that does stuff and turns on each other like vipers. I think, yep. So those charges back in April, I think she found out something potentially and whooped his ass because she's got a battery charge and lost it. They were doing drugs. It was on their freaking, guys, it was on their anniversary. Look at this. There's the divorce, by the way. This is what I was talking about. It being closed on 5/20. Inactive. I think it was just sitting there for a hot minute. That's what I think. Oops. Click happy. Wait, is it in a different state? Is it in Oregon? Anyway. 4/13, right? When the charges were presented. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, unlawful possession of that weapon, evidence destruction, maybe like, I don't have this gun, throw it in the garbage, whatever. Controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, and then battery. Something went down on April 13th on their anniversary. What really happened to this baby? Ugh. Yep, the grill video. Yeah, they were saying, oh, I hate that video. I hate any of her TikToks. I just can't. But I will. Makes me sick. It's this one right here. Oops. I really hate that one.
So this is April 13th, 2022.
This is what they're talking about online, this little patch. Now, it is very, very, very interesting that this grill is sitting not under, I guess, the patio potentially. I don't know. I don't know how far over it goes. It looks like it's not. That is very odd and very sickening to think about. It does, and it's kind of odd that it looks like legs, it's odd. It's so odd. You think it's new grass?
This is April 13th, 2022. Me and my husband's anniversary, April 13th. Do you see what that is? That is snow. Snow freaking way. So this is April.
Wow. She has a lot of strange stuff on here. Religious stuff. And she does these taxi. She does a taxi service. That kind of shows it. She had been held in a mental institution twice. I don't know if that was on her own fruition or not, but I do know from what the Starkey said, the neighbors, that she had just gotten out 2 weeks prior of the of this going down.
This accident is on the freeway.
So do you guys think that this charge holds water? Do you think that she really did know, or do you think that they're just charging her with it because they think she did? Because, I know you got to have discovery and probable cause for knowing about someone's death. Mr. Monkey, potentially, you know? I think that she knows at least something. She knows something. Obviously. But sometimes they put charges out there to make them stick on, trying to get you to say something. We just don't know. We just don't. It had to be more people living in that house if you listen to Alex. Yep. Assuming it isn't Stacy. She said someone inside the house gave the tip that led them to Sarah. Correct. And as I was saying yesterday on my live, I didn't want to put the name out there. I put Brandon out there because I wasn't sure yet. And I was like, well, she put it on Facebook anyway, so that's on her. But there were more than just Brandon. There was more than just that person living there. I can guarantee you that. I mean, he's got people in Montana that he's connected to that have come to Idaho, all right, around the time Michael went missing. I'm just going to say it. The reporter looks devastated, and I don't blame her. We all are. Hey, Carla. I was really hoping for JD Huff to come out and say something, but, it's going to take a little bit. And obviously, they're still searching for Michael in that backyard. We just saw the video footage. I'm going to see if there's anything else. Oh, man. I wanted to see who was in that video in the background. Has there been any newer arrests lately that are suspicious? Yeah. There are. Oh my gosh. I know when Lulu going ahead and doing that. Quote, he said they believe more people have knowledge of this and will be seeking out those people. That's a huge statement that Alex said. It's really hitting me right now. It's really hitting me between the eyes. He said they believe more people have knowledge of this and will be seeking out those people. That's a group effort. Sarah obviously just at this moment may have knowledge of not reporting, right? Because she didn't report a death. And we don't know when she found that out. We don't know anything. So I'm not going to speculate and say, like 901 Lulu here, because we don't know shit. And that drives me nuts. Could be a ring. It could be. But you know what it also could be? It could also be a confession later. We don't know. We have no idea. We cannot assume. And they didn't get religious until like literally the year Michael went missing. Nothing before then. It's kind of strange. I will say that. Sarah Wondra's old roommates need to be investigated. I agree with that one. I definitely agree with that one. Let's just say that. They could be both delusional. They definitely look like it. Her arraignment is at 1:30 today. I cannot wait for that news to break. I'm just so heartbroken. No matter what the statistics are, and that's usually death within, first hour, 3 hours of an abduction. You always you don't give up hope on these babies. And it's just really hard to hear. No matter how many times we've heard this, I highly doubt they're going to be able to see her arraignment. I don't think it's open. So questionable that neighbors are RSOs. I mean, they already came out on JLR's, phone call that they had nothing to do with it. They did, speak, and he worked on cars or something like that. So, I mean, they had like at least a comfortableness to do things for each other. But I really don't think they had anything to do with it. But we don't know anything. 6 minutes ago, Pixie says, Sarah Wondra, an occupant of the house they are excavating, may have had knowledge. We know that. The lead came from someone else inside the home, and they believe more people have knowledge. We just came over that. I'm going to go ahead and retweet. Well, I guess, he put out the neighbor's information, didn't he? I mean, not information, excuse me, like the people inside the home know more. So maybe I will. Because I know who they are. How can they charge her with not telling of a death without a body? Well, that's a very good point, Hellcat. That's a very good point. It's making me think. Yeah, Marty, not to mention that, I'm not backing these people morally at all. Of course, I'm actually damning them for what they did in 2003, but it's from 2003 and they've been compliant. Now, yes, he's had charges of like controlled substances and stuff, but nothing related to that. So I think she was brought up by LDS. She has gone. I truly think it is, definitely Mormon. Or maybe even Jehovah's Witness, because she mentioned Jehovah a few times. So I think that she kind of goes in and out of these belief systems that are really just piggybacking on each other. But yeah, she just might be. Brianna, for those charges, they know stuff we are not privy to. Correct. And I hate speculating on that. Yep. Maggie O'Mara said arrest made. I'm assuming she's talking about, yep, same thing. So Brandon Shirtcliffe is one of the people that I have been looking at, the one that Sarah Wondra posted on her Facebook. And I'm going to go ahead, since it's quite obvious. J.D. Huff feels like it's somebody that was there, that occupied that home. I do want to also mention there is a missing person out of Belgrade, Montana, or at the time, September 15th, 2021. I think his name was Alexander Saint something. Let me pull it up real quick. Or maybe Harv. Is it Harvey? Yeah. This guy. I thought this was freaking interesting. Missing endangered person advisory issued for Alexander Saint Germain. Now, I can't prove it to you right now without maybe potentially jeopardizing something, but I have a huge feeling that he was around potentially. I don't know for a fact. But this guy went missing, and he is connected, absolutely connected, to Stacey Wondra. So let's look at this. The Montana Department of Justice has issued a missing endangered person advisory for Alex, at the request of this Harvey Police Department. He is 31 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes. He was last seen wearing blue shorts, black shirt, a Spider-Man hoodie, and black slip-on shoes. Now, let's go to the walking man. Okay, guys? Let's go to the walking man real quick. Now, the guy has longer hair. I don't know if he did at the time. But this was the Department of Justice's web photo. All right, got a beard. I don't know what he looks like standing up, but I don't know. Kind of. Wow, that was interesting. It'll make me cry. Was just going to ask that, Julia. Yeah. Just kind of weird. Could it be? Now, a lot of people said that this looked like Tyler, but we're not going there. We're not doing it. Good God, KTVB, slow down on your crap on your page. Maybe. Let's see if we can find an actual picture of the guy. Like standing up, because that's kind of hard to... Alexander St. Germain. No, I think they ruled his death a suicide by gunshot. I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. Yep, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, guys. Let's go ahead and pull that up too. And then I'll look for a full picture. Harvard Police Chief Gabe Matisich said that based on the autopsy and medical examiner report, his department has determined that 31-year-old Alexander St. Germain died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Yep, he was wearing, I think, blue or black shorts, something like that. His body was found in bushes in the morning of September 7th on the 400 block of 5th Street. Wow. St. Germain is from Boulder, Montana, not Colorado, but had been living in Harvey. And this is September that this came out, 2021. So, oof. Very, very interesting. What was the date on that? September 2021. September 13th was the update on that. Oh, God, I don't want to dox somebody. That's not him. Well, that's a little scary. I think that's the one. Hold on. I think that is him. There's his obit. I'm not going to put his family's name out there. So it says that he passed away Monday, August 30th. That's when he did what he did. Born July 5th. He was a hard worker and had experience in many jobs, including core drilling, oil rigs, and construction. Well, that's interesting. A talented drummer. He had many hobbies, including the love for outdoors and golfing. Oh my God. When you think of Alex and his youthful personality, Spider-Man always comes to mind. Wow. So how is he connected to Stacy? We'll get to that. Yikes. So Stacy Wondra is from the Belgrade, Montana. I'm not sure if he was born there. I just know that he grew up there, or he at least lived there for an extensive amount of time. What is lady saying? Wow. be. Anyway, I want to see if there's like a full body picture of him. Mm. He's got some interesting tattoos. Ideas on his Pinterest. Kind of weird. Yikes. Well, okay, here is one. Wow. I rarely make my lives on time, too. Where is that? And I'm not saying he had anything to do with anything at all. I'm just comparing. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. Kind of nerve-wracking to see the other. There's a Brandon guy that I was mentioning earlier that's very questionable, in my opinion. I don't see anything else. I know he's got a Facebook, but I'm not going to go there right now. Y'all can do that. Or somebody else can take that and run with it and do their clickbait shit. I am not the one. All right, guys. I'm going to head out of here and come back live in a little bit. I do need to call a few people. And as soon as, JD Huff comes out with something, I will let you know. I promise. And then we can go over the roommates or whoever occupied that home. We'll go over that. Justice for Michael Vaughan. Prayers for his family. I can't imagine. Thank you, law enforcement, for never giving up and being diligent, even through the chaos. We love you, Michael Vaughan. Justice for you, sweet boy. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Take care.